You are tuned in to WDG Underground Columbus, home of the unsigned artists, and this is Big C in the morning. This is the Friday morning show that starts your Friday morning off right in your weekend early. And how are you guys doing today? How is everybody's Friday going? I know it's just started, but hey, it's neat. And what else is neat is because of my mic here. So if you guys didn't see last week's episode, you probably didn't hear me in the clearest version of, myself, because, my mic was acting weird. I thought it was the mic, but the truth is, my mic is actually mic 3, and I was using mic 1, which is the one that's across from me. Not the one that you see on the guest camera, but the one that's like you don't see in the guest camera. So it was that mic was actually picking me up. This wasn't. This actually wasn't. So whoops. So yeah, I actually got used to the board and actually found out which mic it is. It's mic 3. Why isn't mic 3? It should be the first mic, and then those two directly across from me should be, 2 and 3. So, yeah, but hey, at least it's working. Probably not gonna fool with the sounds anymore because, I just feel like the sounds are just, you can't do anything good with the sounds. Like, well, the sounds are good and all, but, I'm just gonna leave it away. I'm just not gonna touch those sounds. Not gonna touch the sounds. Not gonna touch those soundboard sounds. So, yeah. So yeah, guys, no more cheesy, sound effects. I know you're probably sad and you want me to play the wah 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 music, but sorry, it ain't happening. It ain't happening today. I know I'm a bad person. Nah, just kidding. I'm not a bad person, but anyways, before we get into our topics, I would like to talk to you guys about the weather. It is cold. It's 21. It's only going to get up to 30 or 31. And then we're supposed to have, snow later on, probably Sunday and Monday. But tomorrow is going to be cloudy, so yeah. But anyways, that's not the topics we are here to talk about. We're not here to talk about the silly weather. We're here to talk about real life-hitting topics. Well, not really life-hitting, but things in life that need to be talked about. And here's one of them. COVID-19. Yes. I know I'm talking about COVID-19 here today, but, I feel like it's time to go back to talking about COVID-19. So let's talk about COVID-19. As you know, it's still here. We haven't got rid of it yet. And I said yet. And the reason why is because, well, we actually have the vaccine for this virus. So, yay, we got something that will protect us from the virus. And, we got a comment here. Sonia T. She says, hey, C. Hey, Sonia, it's great you could tune in. Great to see you. Great you're here. And yeah, it's great. So, the coronavirus. Back to the coronavirus. Yeah, we got the COVID-19 vaccine. But us young people, young people who are, not, old people or frontline workers, the frontline workers and the senior citizens living in, in rest homes or just around, the state, they got the vaccine first. It's all part of this, plan. First, you vaccinate the healthcare workers and the senior citizens, and then you vaccinate the rest of people. It's part of Governor DeWine's plan. Like, this is Plan 1A, like Plan 1B or something, or I don't know. I don't understand his plans. Like, it's a plan of a plan, and then you add other plans with that, and it's just silly. Why would you, like, seriously, just say, hey, here's plan A, and then here's, like, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, it's easy. If you just put it in steps, everybody will, understand this. But no, he was like, okay, so here's plan 1A, plan 1B, plan 1C, and you know what, we're just going to put in some other numbers and letters there, and hopefully you'll understand it. You'll understand it. But to be honest, I'm not understanding it. I'm not understanding it at all. No, I'm not. Because, I think slowly sometimes, so I don't really get it. But it's whatever. It's literally whatever. You just gotta go with the flow sometimes. So yeah. Now ever since this virus, ever since this vaccine has been, made and distributed out to the United States, there's been I think there's supposed to be 100 million out here or something like that. There's supposed to be a lot of vaccine out there. So that's pretty good. If you have a lot of vaccine, that means you can cure a bunch of people. The US population, I know it's pretty big, but how big is it actually? The population of the United States is 328.2 million people. Now think about that, everybody. 328.2 million people. If we get either 400 or 500 million doses of the vaccine, we can actually have everybody, just boom, be able to say, haha, COVID, you can't get us. Na 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 na. Because literally, if you have that much vaccine, you could literally cure the entire United States. Seriously. I mean, seriously. You could literally cure the whole entire United States. Which is something that they should do. Seriously. Oh, we got more comments here. Ooh, I like comments. Tracy Lynn says, that number increase every 15 minutes, lol. Are you talking about the population? I think she's trying to talk about the population. The United States population. Yeah, it increases every 15 minutes because, a lot... I feel like maybe there's possibly the population's about to, increase every 5 minutes because probably after this, COVID outbreak is, done and rid of, there's going to be a huge baby boom. So, yeah, that could happen. That honestly could happen. A second baby boom. And probably a second, economic boom. Possibly. Who knows? And I got a comment from my mom here. She says, do you think people should have to get the vaccine? Well, I think everyone should get the vaccine if they want to. Now, everyone has their choice. They can either get the vaccine or just go mask it out, mask the rest of it out until there are no more confirmed cases. But if they want to be safe, absolutely safe from this virus, then you should get the vaccine. I'm not saying they definitely need to. They have their own. People are allowed to make their own choices, Mom. People are allowed to make their own choices. I am not. I'm not. The president or the governor or the mayor saying, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, blah, 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 blah. Because the thing is, some people are, not going to like the vaccine. Some people are, they're for the vaccine. Some people are not. Think of the people who don't get their children vaccinated with the flu shot. Some of those anti-vaxxers are going to be like, oh, this coronavirus vaccine is not going to be safe for my children. I'm just going to skip it. So yeah, people have their own opinions on vaccines, and they are free to express their opinions on vaccines. I mean, I'm not telling them to, immediately get the vaccine. I'm just telling them you could get the vaccine, or you probably won't get the vaccine. Whichever thing you do is fine by me. Because to tell you the truth, I do not care what you get or what you not get. I don't care. I don't care if you don't get it. I don't care if you do get it. The thing is, I just feel like the vaccine can make people safer. Like it'll prevent them from getting the COVID-19 virus. I mean, if you just take a look, like the flu, whenever you get your flu shot, it'll prevent you from getting the flu. You might get like a bit of a fever or a cough or maybe a cold, but that's just the common cold and the common fever, It's not the flu. It's just a cold or maybe a slight fever, but not the flu. The flu is much worse than a cold or a slight fever. Just saying. But yeah. To be honest, looking over the numbers for us in here in Ohio for COVID, they've been going down. Only like over 5,400 cases yesterday, with 75 new deaths and only 256 hospitalizations. So as you can see, everybody, the number of cases and hospitalizations are going down. Because like a few months ago, like many months ago, they were going way up. They were going way up, and we just could not take it. Like seriously. The numbers were going so high that I think they might have reached the moon. But now they're going down since this vaccine has come out, and the governor has decided to move up the time of the vaccine from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And if it continues with like low hospitalizations, he'll raise it up to midnight. And then if they keep going for, another couple of days, like another week, he's going to lift the curfew and we can party with masks on because, we got to be safe and then, social distance, but we can party, but safely though, no. So yeah, basically we're not really out of the woods yet. He's just going to lift up the curfew so, things can go back to, being smooth sailing. So, yeah. But, yeah, I think we might get out of this probably in May or June. I'm making a prediction right now. The coronavirus will be done with that in about May or June. Because I think the Spanish flu, it stuck around for like 2 years. Because it was like exactly after World War I. And I think it like started in 1918 and then didn't get, completely bye-bye until like 1920. So the influenza virus, it was around back in, 1918 and then it stopped in 1920. Because everyone got vaccinated and stuff from it. So basically, whenever there's a big virus coming to get us, boom, vaccines work. I guess vaccines work. So basically, anything that has a vaccine will work to end any big pandemic. So, yeah, with these, I actually did the math here for how much we have contained this virus. We have contained the virus at 86%. So I took the number of cases that were confirmed, and then I I took the ones that were cured and divided by the number of cases, and I got my number right there. So we're at like an 86% contamination, contained rate. So we're actually looking pretty good here. We're actually looking. We're looking pretty good. We got another comment from my mom. She says, "But then what happens when the numbers start to go back up and people don't want the curfew reinstated?" Well, if the curfew goes, if the numbers start to go back up, I guess maybe the governor will, put in back his curfew. And people, and I know people don't want the curfew reinstated, but if the numbers do have to go back up, like they do go back up, and they just completely, just boggle the mind of, everybody, then it's possibly going to lead to, like, a second coming of the curfew. Like, seriously, the governor could start back up the curfew if cases start to skyrocket again. That's why we all have to socially distance and wear our masks, people, because it's very important that we stay safe. And we also need to wash our hands. That's also very important too. You don't wash your hands, we are not going to be very safe. So always practice your safe COVID-19 stuffs, I guess. Well, yes, do that. Yeah, always practice COVID-19 stuff, like safety stuff. So yeah. But yeah, it's looking like COVID-19's going down. I mean, if it like goes bye in May or June, we can party like it's 1999. Like Prince's 1999. That's actually a good song. Definitely. So yeah. I saw something in the news about the COVID-19 vaccine, and it appears Johnson & Johnson, the makers of, their baby shampoo or anything that's Johnson & Johnson related, I feel like Johnson & Johnson just makes a bunch of baby stuff. Because that's kind of what they are. They made, like, stuff that's, not needed for, like, adults, but for, children or... I don't know. I don't know a lot of Johnson & Johnson products, but Johnson & Johnson has made their own COVID-19 vaccine, and they say their single shot is 66% effective from one single shot. So basically, they had their own trial, and they say it's 66% effective, but, well, from the single shot, and then a global trial says it's 85% effective at preventing severe cases of disease. So it's 66% effective for, the regular, and then 85% against the more extreme versions of the coronavirus, which is pretty impressive. I have to say, I am pretty impressive. So yeah, if we just get like that one perfect vaccine that just, completely obliterates other vaccines from like Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, we'll be okay. And it also says here that it also says something about making, the coronavirus a weakened, harmless form of a thing called form of an adenovirus. I don't know what an adenovirus is, but somehow Johnson & Johnson weakened their own coronavirus and made it into an adenovirus, which is pretty impressive. Like, seriously, it is. And they had tests, like, globally, so now we have 3 pharmacy people that have their own vaccines: Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, and Moderna. Who will be next? Who wants to put their hat in the ring for, best vaccine of all time or something? I don't know. But yeah. So coronavirus is going down a little. Not fully. But I think it will change. I definitely think it will change. Currently numbers in the United States are going down. As of yesterday, there's 165,243 new cases. Now, if we look at the highest rate of coronavirus cases in the United States, it was in January of this year, 300,000 new cases. And look at us today, 20 days later. We went from like 300,000 to like almost half of it gone. So these cases are going down, ladies and gentlemen. But they're not like, the start of it, which was in March 2nd of 2020. That is when the coronavirus first hit the United States. March 2nd, 2020. And a lot of stuff has happened during this year. Like, coronavirus cases were actually going down in, like the first rise of these cases were in April, then it went down in June, went back up in July, and then went down in September, and then they rose in November, rose in December, rose in January of this year. And now they're going down in January, all because of the vaccines. And if we finally get rid of this not the vaccine. I can't speak today, ladies and gentlemen. If we just, socially distance, get the vaccine, and then, just ride this whole thing out, we might be able. You know what? I'm about to make a prediction here. I know I said it before, but I'm guessing that the coronavirus won't be a problem for us probably in either May of this year or June of this year. So I'm gonna take note of that. If that prediction turns out to be right, I will shock myself. I'll shock a lot of people. But yeah, that is my prediction. I am predicting that the coronavirus will not be a major threat to us when when May or June hits. Because I think with all this vaccine happening, with all these vaccines coming out, working to fight COVID-19, I think that, the coronavirus will be a thing of the past. This might be a virus that we have beaten in less than 2 years. Reminder, the influenza virus took us 2 years to beat it. If we could beat the coronavirus within, under 2 years, this could be a breakthrough in science. Like, seriously. If we can, beat any virus within under 2 years, that'd be amazing. Because remember, it took about 2 years for, the influenza virus to be, gone. But if we could beat Corona within 1 year, that'd be cool. I know it's gonna pass the 1 year mark, but it'll be much quicker than, the influenza virus thing that happened. But yeah. So, I think that's enough about coronavirus. We have vaccines. The numbers are going down. I think it's going to end in either May or June of 2021. So, yeah. That's my predictions. All right. We are going to go to break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the stock market and how a lot of companies are making some kind of money. Well, technically, people are making money out of these companies because stocks that were low are going high off in the sky. Seriously. So, yeah. When we come back, we're talking about the stock market because it's insane. You're listening to Big C in the Morning on WDG Underground Columbus, home of the unsigned artists, and let's get some music up in here. Where is it? Yeah, I'm trying to find the music I picked. Where is it? There it is. All right. Here's Roxy with Body Voyage. We'll be right back.
I love you. I love you. And this is the consensus amongst my senses. I love you seasonally, consistently dying our old ways so we can grow, renew, rebirth. I am born. We are born. New flesh, new soul, new heights, new levels. I love you fresh. And the path to get here at times felt unwarranted, but we took steps. And now we are cycles, and I love you. Sunrise, sunset. I feel you. My Fiji sun, my lily blossom, my tulip close, my condensation, my evaporation. We don't mind rainfalls because those are our cleansings. I feel you like a ring slipping on my left hand. You feel that good. You feel that real. You are worthy of my submission. Now people have stories, those carry lessons. I learned mine all over again just to be right for you. Label me a scribe because I won't edit the trails out of my story that brought me here to you. My transformation to this phase of womanhood is for you.
slipping and sliding. River deep, mountain high. Lift up deep inside. You love, 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 you love.
about high school, like the hands-on training, like super hands-on. When I say that, like you would think that you'll come and you'll sit in class for not probably 15 minutes and then you're research work like you're in a regular business already. It really prepares you for your business. Speaking of business, it's really preparing me as well as getting my LLCs and everything that I'm marketing and doing branching off. And I'll give a special shout out to Justin, Bella, everybody else in our team. Take off.
We are back on WDG Underground Columbus, home of the Unsigned Artists, and this is Big C in the morning. Now for our second topic of today. Our second topic of today is the stock market. The stock market is a place where people can buy stocks or shares that can make them money. Basically, they're buying stocks of, companies like McDonald's, T-Mobile, AT&T, and yeah. But what's surprising is it's technically a bunch of companies like AMC, the movie theater company, BlackBerry, the BlackBerry phones, and somehow GameStop. Their stocks are going way up. And everybody in America and in the stock market are like, what? Why is this happening? What? They should be going down because they were doing good in sales. What is this happening? And to be honest, it's confusing me as well. Confusing for everybody. Because when I looked at GameStop stock and it was up, I was like, did I do something? Like, seriously. I had to tell you guys a story. My local GameStop was going out of business. And it was a very sad day because that was the GameStop I always went to for my video games. And I was really sad to hear go away. So, I decided to go and buy myself some games and anything that was, cheap. I bought like 8 games and, 2 t-shirts and, just to help out, with all this stuff happening. And I spent a lot of money because, I like to spend money. I like to spend a lot of money and stuff. And, I thought about it and I was like, did my money actually help their stock? But I was like, nah, that probably didn't happen. So, yeah, GameStop and AMC and all these other companies are making headlines because their stocks are going up. And everyone's like, how is this happening? What is going on? Why is this happening? They should be in the red. They should not be in the green. They should be in rock bottom, heading towards bye-bye zone. See you later. Thank you for your business. Goodbye. But it didn't happen. It did not happen. Because some people on this app called Reddit, I don't know if you heard about Reddit, but it is a social media app. I don't call it social media app. I call it whatever. I wouldn't recommend it as a social media app. A social media app is like, Facebook, because I'm talking to you live here on this social media platform. Yeah, I would consider Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram as social media. Reddit as, story time. Like, seriously. It's just a bunch of stories and stuff. Like, written stories. Like, typed up stories. So, apparently, some people got together on Reddit and saying, hey, why don't we just invest in these stocks and see what happens? And the stocks are rising. It happened. The stocks rose. Everybody was confused. And basically what their plan was, a lot of, billionaires invest in the stock market. We all know billionaires invest in the stock market because, they got to protect their assets. They got to protect their gold bars that they have right next to their desk as a paperweight. They probably have millions on the floor. They probably their rug is probably, made of money or made of gold. I don't know what these billionaires use their money for, but I bet it's what they do. So yeah, they basically decide, hey, why don't we make these billionaires go broke? And surprisingly enough, the people who, predicted, all these stocks to go down, down, down in a burning ring of fire. As you can see, I made a Johnny Cash pun. I hope everyone liked that pun. I thought it was a pretty good pun. But yeah, a bunch of billionaires predicted these stocks to go way, way, way down, and they're going way, way up. The opposite of what they predicted. And it's putting them, like, out of money. Like, it's really losing them money. And, a lot of, investors in these stocks are getting big payouts. And I've heard from a few sources that with this happening, this could lead to us a second Great Depression. To be honest, I don't think another Great Depression will happen. Because with these stocks, going up, it's just a one-time thing. There will never be a second Great Depression. Because to be honest, if even that happens, it wouldn't, be, if a second Great Depression happens, I don't think it will hurt us that bad. But a lot of people are freaking out and saying, "Oh, this is leading to a Great Depression." Well, hey, history does not repeat itself. Well, some history repeats itself, but it rarely happens. History repeats itself like a few times. Like, history repeating itself is like as rare as you getting like a winning lottery ticket, like a winning Powerball ticket. Like, seriously, it's that rare. But yeah, it's pretty interesting what the stock market is happening. And there's like a lot of stories saying, "Oh, this guy used up his parents' money like investing in GameStop, and look what happened. Paid back their investment. It actually worked on their investment." To be honest, I really wish I was invested in stocks. Like, my whole family is invested in stocks. My dad is invested in stocks. My brother invested in stocks. Well, basically both of my brothers. I have two brothers. They both invest in stocks. Now, to be honest with you, I don't invest in stocks because, I just don't trust the stock market. Because it's very, very complicated. It's a very complicated thing. Because, stocks and stock market, it's whatever. Besides, I wonder how these guys prepared for, this thing, how they invested in the stock market, because I know for a fact nobody played this game called Wall Street Kid for their Nintendo Entertainment System. If you don't know what Wall Street Kid is, it's basically about the stock market, but nobody ever bought it because, little kids back in 1985 didn't want to play, a game about the stock market. They wanted to play Super Mario Brothers for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Mario Brothers Plumbing. You got talking like that Brooklyn accent. They say they're from Brooklyn, but, it's not. The Mario Brothers are not from Brooklyn. Even though there's this movie that says they are. Which, recommend you don't watch the movie. It's pretty painful. Like, seriously. But we'll talk about, video game movies another day. But back on the stock market, seriously. No person in their right mind would ever do this. But people on Reddit say, yeah. It's a thing somehow. It's a thing. We got a comment from my mom. She says it's all a gambling game, just like the lottery you like to play. I don't play the lottery, Mom. My dad plays the lottery. He gambles a bunch of money to win, billions and billions of dollars, and he just never wins. I'm not a gambling man. I like to, save my money up. Because, if I gamble it all away, I might be in the poorhouse. So yeah, I don't gamble my money away. I actually save it. It's a very wise thing that you save your money. Because if you save your money, you can buy literally anything. You can buy groceries. You can buy a new car. You can buy a new house, a new apartment. You could buy anything if you just save your money. And not gamble it away at a casino, maybe for the lottery, or, just investing in stocks. Because, some stocks may go up, some stocks may go down. But, at the end of the day, you're going to get something. You're either going to get your money back, or you're going to just lose a lot of money. And you're going to be like, nuts. Because seriously. I don't think, investing in the stock market is good. And, I don't believe a lot of these, professional stock people who think they're so good with money because they're rich and they know how to play the stock market. But to be honest, they do not know how to play. Well, they know how to play, but they're too rich to notice. But to be honest with you guys, yeah, I just don't believe these professional stock people saying, "Oh, it's gonna make the stock market go crash, go boom, or whatever, go bye bye." But to be honest with you, it's not gonna happen. There's no possible way that the stock market will crash again. Because as you know, the stock market crash of 1929, known as the Great Depression, happened because, people took away their money. Like, the reason why they, said, hey, I want to take my money out because, they sold it off because they saw that, something was going to go down. And so, as they try to get away from, from their money being taken away, they decided to, just go and, take the money out and say, we're keeping our savings. And that led to jobs going down and stuff. But, and it's impossible for a second Great Depression to happen. If people were to, right now, every person in the world to now sell off their stocks and get their money, that would lead to another Great Depression, but I don't see that happening. Nobody in their right minds would right now go and sell off their stock. Like everybody in the world selling off their stock right now. And I see another comment that my mom wrote. She says, you like to gamble your father's money. That is true, but doesn't every teenage person does that? Like, specifically the daughters, they just take their father's money away so they can buy new shoes or go hang out with friends at the mall, Because that's what I remember. Back in my day, I remember when teenage girls asked their fathers for money so they can buy new shoes at the mall and stuff. Because that's literally back in my day. I'm pretty sure you guys remember, you don't remember, but whatever. But to be honest, I just do it because, it's fun. It actually helps me save more money. But yeah. These are just my opinions on the stock market. If you want to invest in stocks and earn a bunch of money, you can. But if you just want to save up your money, just save up your money. Just don't risk it all. But it's like playing a game of Risk. You want to take that territory, but you don't really want to. So, yeah. Stocks are gambling. Big risks, like press your luck, big money, stop, and then you'll hit a whammy and then lose all your money. It's like a game of Wheel of Fortune. I don't know where these game show puns are going, but they're not going pretty well. But, ladies and gentlemen, stock market, it's going crazy. GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry, everyone's going off the roof. Well, going through the roof. And people are saying the market will crash. But I don't think so. All right. Well then, after that boring talk about the stock market, it's time for us to take our second break. And when we come back, we'll end the show. So yeah. You're listening to Big C in the Morning on WDG Underground Columbus, home of the Unsigned Artist. And now here is Amira the Songstress with I Put You On. We'll be right back.
in nostalgia like me.
Alright, we're back on WDG Underground Columbus, home of the Unsigned Artists, and this is Big C in the morning. Also, another company I forgot to mention, Nokia. That phone company that everybody forgot back in, let's say 2005, because, they were, a big thing. Now they're not. Oh, man. Those stocks are crazy. They are crazy. And, we're going to have to watch the news because a lot of things are going to be happening this year. Which is why I got to watch the news so I can come up with new topics. Also, I actually wanted to make a very big announcement tomorrow. Well, today, not tomorrow. But next week, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, we're going to be talking about sports again. And yeah, I know everybody's going to be like, why are you doing this? But here's the thing. Next week, well, in 2 weeks, the Super Bowl is happening. And I will be having, on February 5th, a Super Bowl spectacular show. So yes, we'll be talking about the Super Bowl. Well, not really all about the Super Bowl. We're going to be talking about the commercials, the Super Bowl commercials, and the history of the Super Bowl. So yeah, the history of the Super Bowl. And it's really fantastic history if you look it up and do your research. So yeah. And also at the end of the show, I will give you my predictions for Super Bowl 55. Man, 55 Super Bowls, and Tom Brady's only won 6 of them. He can't win every Super Bowl. Well, yeah, he technically couldn't win it every Super Bowl because he wasn't born back in, the olden times of 1940 or something. I don't know. But yeah. Next week, the Super Bowl show of Big C in the morning. Super Bowl special spectacular, whatever. I gotta come up with a good name for it. So yeah. Next week, we're talking about the Super Bowl. It's gonna be great. Super Bowl commercials, history of the Super Bowl, and then my prediction for Super Bowl 55. You do not want to miss it, folks. You do not want to miss it. Because it is very important. Seriously, the Super Bowl is like one of the biggest championship games in American sports history. Now, if you would like to talk about like the biggest sports championship in the world, it'd probably be, I don't know, the FIFA World Cup. I don't know. But that's, and I know people call soccer football, but, well, actually, you're actually right. It's technically right to call soccer football because you actually use your foot. But, American football is, I don't know. It's whatever. A lot of sports are just whatever. But anyways, guys, it is 11 o'clock. Excuse me. It's time for me to go and rest my voice because, some people got to rest their voice after doing a 1-hour show, so. But, yeah, next week, Super Bowl spectacular show. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be lit, fam. Yeah, I got to come up with better, catchphrases, so, yeah. Anyways. Thank you all for tuning in. And now for my outro. This has been Big C in the morning on WDG Underground Columbus, home of the Unsigned Artist. My name is Big C, and I am out of here. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a good rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week for the Big C in the Morning Super Bowl Spectacular show. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.